Hello children, how are you all? I hope you all are here in hearty, all are fit and fine. My name is Tanish Sharma and I welcome you all to the Ignite batch for class 10th in pure English. Today we are going to start another chapter and this will be our last chapter of economics and the chapter name is Consumer Rights, whereby we are going to understand who are consumers, what are their rights, and we as consumers, what all rights do we have. We'll understand why consumer movement started in India and what role as consumers we play in the society, and how are our rights protected. So let's not waste our time and let's get started. Our class objective will be to understand consumer rights, how consumer rights are protected. Next, we're going to understand what are the consumer movement, and there are so many topics which are going to understand, which are very general topic. Alright, so let's get started by looking at the pictures. How can we participate as consumers? We all are consumers. So consumers means that we are customers. So at the end of the day, some or the other things we buy. So whereby we are considered as a customer as well as consumers. But to be very honest, same time we can be consumers as well as producers. How can we producers as well as, how can human beings in the market can be both as producers and consumers? Because we are as human beings are as a team. So this team can be producers as well. People who are giving us some commodity are some people of particular team. So they are producers and we are buying them. So we are customers or consumers. So the first point is very much clear. We participate in market both as producers and consumers. So sometimes we are producing something and sometimes we are buying something. So at the same time in the market, we can be consumers as well as producers. I hope if you see the pictures here, definitely we must have gone to the market or the grocery shop or some mall and we have bought some things. So that way we are customers as well as we are consumers, because we are taking things, we are buying things, and as a customer we are consuming those things. Alright, so this is the first part whereby we have started with how consumer is seen in a society or as a market. So consumer participate in the market when they purchase goods. Now the question comes to our mind that how can we be a consumer when we are students? No. When we are going, how we are participating here? Is there any competition we are participating in? No. What are we doing in the market? We are buying, we are purchasing things. Okay, not only goods, but here services are also counted. So for example, my hair is growing longer, I want a haircut. So I go for a service. So basically I am a consumer, I have taken those service of hair cutting. So that not only we are purchasing goods, we are also purchasing some services that they need. According to our needs, we need some goods and services. So if we are buying those things or if we are purchasing those things, so what we are doing, who we are customers or we are consumers. So these are the final goods that people as consumer use. So these are final goods and services. That's it, simple. So we are consumer in the market. Now, as you all know, we have sectors. As you all know, we have sectors, and in economic, the sectors are divided into three parts. Alright, so economic sectors, definitely we're doing eco, so we'll write economic sectors. So these sectors are divided into three parts. The first sector is primary sector. First sector is primary sector. The second sector is known as secondary sector. And the third one is known as tertiary sector. We have primary sector, secondary sector, and then we have tertiary sector. Whereby in primary sector, all those goods are related to the agriculture and which sets the base of any economy. We say the raw materials, anything which is related to agriculture, which comes under the primary sector. For example, the raw materials. Whereby in the secondary sector, we include some industrial products, or we understand by secondary sectors of economy that something is being made. So some factories are there in the place. Okay, we talk about factories and industries because when we take the raw material, we are transforming that raw material, and then when we are transforming the raw material, what are we doing? We are making something. We are making something out of the raw material. So that transformation happens in industries and factory. That is why the secondary sector is also known as the industrial sector. The secondary sector is also known as the industrial sector. And last one is tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is also known as service sector. And this service sector is further divided into two. One is the direct service and one is the indirect service. Okay, so there is no as such, because to make it more easier, I have bifurcated into two. So when we talk about the service sector, so here we have taken raw material from the primary sector, then we are transforming that raw material into something new, some new good or product. And that is happening, that transformation, that change is happening in the industry or in the factory through machines. Okay, here machines, with machinery it is happening, and that product is not only in the factory or in the industry, that product is transported, and that transportation is a service. Apart from that service, if we talk about only transportation, we have other services such as teachers. We give you service such as doctors, such as nurse. These all provide you some kind of services. So now when we talk about, ma'am, why are we studying sectors of Indian economy in participation sectors? Reason being, when we say as consumers we participate, right? And when I just said like few moments ago that we are purchasing goods and services. So these goods and services are related to sectors. It can be a good of primary sector, it can be a good of secondary sector, it can be a service of tertiary sector. So all these goods, and now definitely we are talking about the final goods and services. We talk about the final goods and services. So these final goods and services definitely are taken from the sectors. Definitely we are participating in the sectors. And which sectors we are talking about here? We are talking about the sectors of Indian economy, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. So participation are sectors. Are we clear here? Now some points to remember here, that we definitely we as consumers obviously are customers. So points to remember, we as consumers are definitely who we are customers. What are we doing? We are participating in, as consumers or as customers, what are we doing? We are participating. What are we doing? We are participating in the three sectors of Indian economy. What we are doing? We are participating in the three sectors of Indian economy. Alright? Okay. Now, these could be for the protection of workers in the unorganized sector, or to protect people from high interest rate charged by money lenders in the informal sector. Now, similarly, when we talk about that we are participating, we are similarly, like simultaneously talking about rules and regulations. Okay, we are talking about some or the other rules and regulations. Okay, so we are definitely talking, are giving a thought on rules and regulations. Alright, so when we talk about rules and regulations, and my dear students, in the earlier chapters when we talk about unorganized sectors, when we talk about sectors of Indian economy, we have definitely talked about unorganized sector, whereby the rights of the workers were not protected. Alright, so where we come from a society where there is nothing called perfect. Something or the other thing has to happen. And when we talk about the perfect things, like everything is right, there is nothing wrong, then that society is utopian society. Utopia society, when we talk about utopia, when we talk about utopian society, we talk about certain society where everything is perfect and nothing bad is happening or nothing negative is happening. But that is an imaginary society. Utopia is an imaginary society that doesn't exist in the real world. In real world, nothing is perfect. We have to make it perfect. So, certain rules and regulations are followed. But when we see our prior chapters, this is the last chapter of your economics. When we see our previous chapters of economics, we do find some of the other problematic or some of the other challenge whereby we need or the government need changes. Okay, so hereby with this context we talk about the protection of workers in organized sector. Okay, we talk about the protection of workers in the organized sector. So as you have seen, we have talked about tertiary sector, we have talked about secondary sector, we have talked about primary sector. We know this thing that unorganized and organized sector exist, and whereby in unorganized sectors there are a lot of things whereby the workers who are participating in these sectors are not happy. Why? Because their work ethics are not protected, right? So, to protect people from high interest rate, and you must have seen there when in the chapter we talked about the money lenders. Money lenders charge a lot of money, or we say they charge a lot of rate of interest from the people, from the rural people, right? And they do not go to bank because they do not have proper collateral. In order to take money, in order to take credit, to fulfill their needs, to fulfill their need of the agriculture, they take money from the money lender, and the money lender charge a lot of interest rate, whereby they go into a debt trap. So, money lenders in the informal sector. Similarly, rules and regulations are also required for protecting the environment, definitely, because we come from a society where nothing is perfect. We want to make it perfect. So, rule and regulations either by the government or by individual has to be made so that proper adherence to the rules and regulations are there, and the consumers are protected, and the consumers are protected from all those exploitation. Okay, let's come to the next point, whereby we see, for example, that just example I have told you, shared with you, money lenders in the informal sector adopt various tricks to bind the borrower. They could make the producer sell the produce at the low rate in return for a timely loan. They could force a small farmer like Sapna, if you remember Sapna we have done, to sell her land to pay back the loan. So in that case, when the borrower is unable to pay the loan, the particular person have to just sell off their asset. In order to pay the liability, the person is, selling their asset, and selling an asset is a very big thing, because some of the asset you have built together, and when you are selling it, basically you are selling what that is called your entire, what we say, hard work, you are selling it. So you are not left with anything whereby, asset. What was the asset for Swapna? It was land, whereby she was able to earn from that land. And when she will sell a small part of the land, whereby the produce which she will be producing in the next months will be less. So she is selling what? She is selling a part of her hard work. And in order in future, she will not be able to earn more. So, these particular things show us that the rights and rights are exploited and they are not protected. Okay, so now exploitation in market happens. Now we are talking about if we will not make rules and regulations, what will happen? If we will not make any rules and regulation, what will happen? The consumer, when we talk about consumer, customer, okay, when we talk about consumer, they will be exploited. Their rights will be exploited. Okay. So, they will be taken advantage of. So, we as consumers, we need to be very much alert. As consumers, we need to be very much alert. Which product are we buying? We need to be very much alert. What are we buying? We need to be very much alert. Are we fooled by the producers? Are we fooled by the shopkeepers? So we need to keep in mind, if they are giving us the discount, if they are giving the shopkeepers or the owners of the shop or whatever we are buying are giving us discount, we need to understand on what person they are giving discount. We need to understand what criteria is there to give a discount. 1 buy 1, buy 3 buy 1. Okay, buy 3 get 1, buy 1 get 5. So what is the purpose behind? That's all. These all are tricks basically. These all are tricks whereby we are fooled as a customer. Every time who is to be fooled definitely is the customer, because this is all business. Being fooled, okay, and exploited, both are different things. Exploitation means in a marketplace happens in various ways. Now these are known as extremes. When we talk about extremes are those things that is definitely negative and that is definitely bad for a customer, for a human being. Okay, so for example, sometimes traders indulge in unfair trade practices. Unfair means they are not abiding by the rules and regulations, such as a shopkeeper weigh less than what they should. So for example, so shopkeeper has to weigh, and that weighing machine is not, that the weighing machine is not working properly. So whereby who is getting fooled? Definitely the customers. And who is getting the profit? The shopkeeper. Second way, traders add charges that were not mentioned before. Now when they say, oh, alright ma'am, this particular product is of such rupees, but when you go and pay, okay, you have to buy the particular product, you ask the money also. You have asked the money also. Now you are going to the counter and paying the money. They quickly add in the bill, they quickly add some extra charge, whereby you are not aware of. Because when you were buying that product, when you were asking the shopkeeper how much it is for example, that was for 500 rupees. Okay. And then no hidden cost. You were not aware of any hidden cost. So when you are going to pay the charge, the amount becomes quickly 575. So extra 75, you quickly go and give the money, credit card, whatever. But when you see the bill at the end of the what 75, they charge for service tax, which tax? Okay, hidden tax, whatever they have charged for. So that was definitely not told you before. So what does that mean? Traders add charges that were not mentioned before, and we are talking about traders here. Next, when adulterated defective goods are sold, when we are not aware of the date was not mentioned clearly. Okay, so adulterated, which means the product, the good which we are buying is expired, whereby we can, we can fall ill by having those products. So these are some of the exploitation that can happen in the marketplace with the consumers and with the customers. Now, how can we prevent this? How can we prevent this? We can only prevent this with our alertness, and when we know what our rights are. As a customer, as a consumer, when you know that these are your rights, you will never be feared of doing anything. You will never be scared of doing anything. You will never be scared of shopping, right? So the other day, I'll tell you one thing. So there is a mall, I will not take the name. Consequently, I was going and buying things from that particular mall, and every time when I go to the billing shop, ma'am, please have our customer care card, ma'am, please make that membership with us, ma'am, please. So I always avoided, because they give us very much discount, and they say you will get this in your birthday month, you'll get this extra benefit, you'll get this benefit, you'll get that benefit. So, they definitely bug you. They definitely will be after you, ma'am, please take this, please. They actually convince you. So, in that case, when I am a smart customer or when I am a smart consumer, what will I do? I will counter question them. How much discount will you give? So, when they, promise a lot, though that person said that ma'am will give you a discount in a birthday month, when will be your birthday, you'll get extra discount. Okay, so when I counter question each and everything, that person actually said, ma'am, you're very smart. That person actually said, ma'am, you're very smart. I counter question each and everything which he was promising. I asked, what discount you will give on this particular brand? When will you give this discount? You're telling me to take this membership of some 400 or 500 rupees, that is for lifetime, or you will get avail discount. So whenever I am coming here purchasing something, will you give me a discount? So I asked each and every question on which promises he was making to me. And in the end, he said, ma'am, you're very smart. So what happens here? If there's someone, I'm not saying every person is not smart, everyone is smart. You just need to open up your minds, you open up the brains. And you have to be alert. One word which I would like to tell for my students will be, you need to be alert. Alertness. What are they promising you? Which discount they are talking about? Ask them. Because if they are taking your time, if they're taking your time, I would not like to say they're wasting your time. They're taking your time during your billing. Definitely, you can also take their time. And when I was taking his time, he was saying, ma'am, it's okay, ma'am, customers are waiting. So, I got to know that, alright, now this person is also smart because he got to know that I will not take the membership. Because that membership, one-time membership, definitely they'll take 400 rupees or 500 rupees. They give me a card, take my number, give me details. But that 500 rupees actually is a waste of money. Definitely, they will give discount on my birthday month, but on my birthday month, completely 10% discount. What does it matter? How does it matter taking 10% discount on a birthday month? Alright, the other word for exploitation. Sometimes I tell that definitely you are exploited. Exploitation is an extreme. The other ways, when I told you about the mall thing, that is manipulation. So what happens during, okay, if you are not exploited, you are definitely manipulated. So I was being manipulated by the, mall person who was taking the billing and everything, that we will give you discount on a birthday month. That only he was promising me, and a lot of discount he said. So with this, markets do not work in a fair manner when producers are few and powerful, whereas consumer purchase in small amounts and are scattered. So when producers are few, okay, when producers are few, only some people are producing. Okay, and markets do not work in a fair manner because those few producers will have the monopoly. If the same product, if the same product, I would like to say cream, face cream. Alright, face cream, or I say body lotion. There are 100 producers for the face cream. So maybe there is a possibility that they will not, maybe there will be a possibility that producers will not, go into unfair advantage from the customers. They will be fair. But when there are only 3 producers who are producing face cream. So all those 3 producers will create the monopoly. What is monopoly? When all these 2-3 producers, when the producers are few, they come together and they will dominate the entire market, and then they will dominate the consumer as well. And they will not let anyone come in their monopoly. That is called monopoly. Okay, so here what happens when the consumers are few, when the producers and consumer both are few, so markets tend to be very powerful and can be dominated by a particular producer, and that will definitely known as monopoly. So these companies with huge wealth. Now when we are talking about monopoly, okay, when we're talking about monopoly here, what will happen? Here these few producers will have a huge wealth. Definitely, they will have power and reach, can manipulate the market in various ways because they have monopoly over the market. They can dominate the market. Monopoly can dominate the entire market. And these producers can do whatever they want to do because they are few and there will always be a need of these products. So they will dominate the entire market the way they want to. Maybe they will rise the price of the product. Maybe they only want their dominance in the product as producers. So at times false information is passed on through the media and other sources to attract customers. Now what they will do, definitely they want to attract customers because they want their monopoly. So they, in fact, what will they do? Through media or through advertisement, they will pass false information. Alright, they will pass false information. So for example, now I will let you know, from our childhood, we are drinking, you ask your parents, okay, you must be drinking powdered milk. So now, when you see, and maybe your siblings or your niece and nephew, anyone, if you see, there is a pack of, you see the powdered milk that is for babies, not for us, for babies. Okay, now there is a note written, okay, that mother's milk is more, better. Mother's milk is better than the powdered milk. But earlier, it used to claim, now when earlier I am talking about 30-40 years ago or maybe 25 years ago, it was said that particular note, false information was provided because customers again is not alert. So that mentioned that it is better, it claims to be better than the mother's milk. How is that possible? For a child, the best milk or maybe the best nutrition that a child, a newborn baby can get is from the mother's milk only. Right? Is from the mother's milk only. That's natural. How can a powdered milk can be better than the mother's milk? Definitely a false information. But customers need to understand this. We as consumers need to be very sensible, very smart and very much alert in these things. Now, see example. A company for years sold powdered milk. Now, this is example. A company for years sold powdered milk for the babies all over the world. Now, it's not about India we're talking. It's about all over the world. What are they claiming? What were they claiming? The most scientific product. They said that it is the most scientific product. Claiming this to be better than mother's milk. It claimed that it is better than mother's milk. But definitely when a lot of things happened, then what happened? Then customers have their brain. Definitely some of the customers rage. How can it be better than the mother's milk? So now it has warning. Now I am not sure that we have the same company, but yes. So now important notice, mother's milk is the best for your baby. Okay, lactogen, that is definitely infant formula with probiotic, which is good. But now it claims that mother's milk is best for your baby. It cannot claim that it is better. Now, it can be the same brand because your book does not give the brand's name. Okay, your book does not give the name of the brand. But here, for your information, I have brought this so that you can understand what and how, they attract customers by the false information. Okay, next part. Everyone knows tobacco kills people. Everyone knows. Okay. And everyone knows. But who can say that tobacco companies should not be free to sell tobacco? Because people, if you see, a lot of people have this habit of smoking. So now if you see, I do not know how will you see, if you see the advertisement in the pack of the cigarette, it is mentioned that it causes cancer. With the visuals it has mentioned. Now it has been there. Earlier it was not. Earlier it was just a pack of a cigarette. Now it mentions that this particular product causes cancer with the visual. Right? So this is how company altogether from the beginning was trying to manipulate the customers, was trying to exploit the customers and was trying to fool the customers. But with definitely things have gone right as well. So now, how come this happened? How come this important notice that now mother's milk is the best? Earlier they used to claim that mother's milk, this product is better than mother's milk. How can it be naturally or scientifically proven also? So now, apart from these examples are given in your book. Apart from these examples, we have more examples where we talk about hair fall, 100% hair fall gone. 100% you'll be, fair. So the Fair and Lovely, particular brand, Fair and Lovely, has transferred its name as Glow and Lovely. Why? Because why fair? Why fair has to be, a sign of beauty? Why cannot a dark-skinned person can be a sign of beauty? Because that was to attract customers. Now customers and consumers are very much sensible. They know beauty does not lie with fairness or the darkness or the melanin of the skin. It happens because of the melanin of the skin, right? It's not because that you are dark skin. The complexion of your skin is a bit wheatish or dark. You're not beautiful. It's not like that. So that fair word, Fair and Lovely beauty cream, the name was changed into Glow and Lovely. Now you should glow because it just happened, because customers are not fool, because this beauty standards that if you are fair, you are beautiful has been changed. Okay, now if you see a lot of products claim, 100% dandruff free, but now 100% is also changed as 99.9%. 99.9 kills germs, right? So you cannot scientifically prove, right? And you cannot, you cannot write 100% it gives you this value. Why if not? Right? So like 99.9% is only written so that no one claims. No one claims, because using this product, I catched some bacteria. I was using this product, I catched bacteria and now refund money. Okay, that system I will let you know later, because now it's too soon, I'm telling you. So now how are these things changing? Reason because consumers came together, customers came together and had a movement. And had a movement regarding the manipulation which was going against the people. Manipulation which were going against the individuals, that how can you claim a lot of things. So what happened now? Consumer movements happened. The consumer movement it all rose because the customers are not fools. They all rose up, they all now had brains, and obviously everyone has brains. Now they're starting using it, and of dissatisfaction of the consumers, as many unfair practices were being indulged in by the sellers. So now when the customers had this thing in their mind that we are being fooled by the sellers, they have been selling us different things, and now we are not satisfied with all these practices. They are doing unfair practices. So consumer movement rose. How this rose? This is definitely because of dissatisfaction of the customers. And definitely when consumer movement rose, earlier there was no legal system. So there was no legal system available to consumers to protect them from exploitation to the marketplace. Now when customers have brain, customers are using them, now there is no legal system, because no one has claimed, no one has done all these things against the sellers. Earlier what we are doing, what do we actually do earlier? So if there is a particular product you bought, you are not liking that particular product or a particular seller thing, so you'll stop that product. So for example, if you are having a bad hair fall, you take a product, okay, and that claims that 100% it will stop the hair fall. 100% it will stop the hair fall, but your hair fall does not stop. After claiming that product, you purchase the product of rupees 250 per se. 250 rupees you have purchased a particular oil, I would like to say, that suggests that 100% that particular hair fall will stop, but it didn't. Okay, what do you do? So because you are busy people, because you are students, you have to study, what we will do, we will stop using that product and will not rebuy again. But actually as a consumer, what you need to do is, you need to take a refund. You need to take a refund from the seller, because that particular seller, because they were attracting you, because they attracted a lot of people claiming that if it 100% will stop the hair fall. So in that case, you purchase that product, your 250 rupees gone and your hair fall was same. It does not, stop your even one strand of your hair. So in that case, as a sensible consumer, because we have a legal system, you can definitely write a mail to them and then you can take a refund from them, because they didn't say that it will 50% it will stop your hair fall. No, they said they claim 100%. So you can also claim your refund. Is that clear? Alright, let's get started with this particular thing. Okay, so to protect them from the exploitation in the marketplace, we do not have a legal system. For a long time, when the consumer was not happy with the particular brand, product or shop, he or she generally avoided buying that brand product or would stop purchasing from that shop. So if I'm not happy from the shop, definitely what we will do, we will, instead of complaining to the consumer cell, we will stop buying it. It's okay, I will not buy from this shop, I'll go and buy from this shop. Right? So definitely we stop buying, but that is not the case. Then you are not a sensible consumer. Okay, you can definitely complain about it if you are not satisfied. Okay, social force and awareness. What happened now? Because of the society, because of the like-minded people in India, a consumer movement called social force arose. Because now when we do not have a legal system, what do we do? Okay, when we do not have a legal system, what do we do? So all those like-minded people originated. All those like-minded people in the society originated and they started having a social force. Social force as in the society is keeping a force. Originated with the necessity of protecting, because their rights were violated, they need to be protected, and promoting the interest of the consumer against what? Against unethical. What was happening? Unfair practices and unethical and unfair trade practices were going on. So that was a need. That was a need that societies, like-minded people gather together, awareness, here we say promoting. Okay, come together, they promote as a social force and put some pressure on the system whereby there is no legal system. Right? Okay, now what happened? Now what happened here? When people came together, okay, when people came together, they discussed themselves. They discussed amongst themselves what all problems they all were facing. So they discussed amongst themselves what all, as a society, the problems they were facing as consumers and as a whole of a society, as a part of a society. Okay, what problems they were facing. Now they started discussing. Now what problems were actually there? Okay. So rampant food shortages they were facing, hoardings, black marketing, adulteration of food, edible oil gave birth to consumer movement in organized form in 1960, because a lot of things, because small things were now bothering the entire society. And then small things were bothering the entire society. What was the conclusion? So the concluding part was, now the people were standing firm and they were ready to start a movement whereby they have a valid point, because they were getting fooled, they were getting manipulated, they were getting exploited by a lot of sellers, producers. Okay, so till the 1970s, consumer organizations were largely engaged in writing articles and holding exhibitions. Now the people came together and they started writing articles, because as I said, a lot of like-minded and smart people joined the force, and now they know how to write articles, and they started holding exhibitions, whereby, what is exhibition? You're exhibiting something, you're exhibiting a particular thing whereby you are making aware everyone else that we are having such and such problem, right? So what happened then? We'll see. So a major step, now Copra was the step taken, was the important and the major step taken. So here we will write important and the major step was taken. Alright, let us see what is copra. Okay, so major step was taken 8. Now remember this particular year, 1986. So it started in the late 1970s. This movement started in the late 1970s, and finally in 1986 the Indian government was the enactment, okay, alright, enactment of the Consumer Protection Act. Wait, how we are saying copra? Okay, there are two words. Consumer Protection Act. Copra is Consumer Protection Act. C-O-P-R-A. Copra. Okay, in 1986. Remember, this thing is very important. Okay, so there was an enactment of the particular which is given by the Indian government to the Indian citizens. Because the Indian citizens have their brains, they were using their brains, and they were very much, literate, or showing their information off, and they said that now we need something that our government should take stand for. So in 1986, Copra Consumer Protection Act was enacted, whereby, let us see what happened. So it happened whereby consumer forums were created. It happens where consumer forums were created all over, so you can put your complaints in the forum. Okay, so let us see it happened internationally. It's not only India, but internationally this consumer international forums were created. Let us read this. In 1985, okay, now this happened earlier. We have here in 1986, okay, 1986 we had in India. Now let us see what happens internationally, because in the world there was not such thing, not such thing. Okay, so in 1985, United Nations adopted UN guidelines for the consumer protection. This was a tool for nations to adopt measures for protect their consumers and for the consumers' advocacy groups to press their governments to do so. So whereby in the United Nations, like in the entire world, in the UN, it was decided that our consumers are being fooled, our consumers are being manipulated, our consumers are exploited by particular sellers or traders. So what can be, particular measure to be taken? So it was done in the United Nations program in 1985, 1 year before, which happened in India. And whereby they discussed that in particular countries, government should take some step for this particular, protection for their consumers. Now, at the international level, this has become the foundation for consumer movement. And when the consumer movement began, maybe it is not the same time it began everywhere. The times and dates will be different in every country. So it laid the foundation of the consumer movement, because consumers now felt that they were not wrong. So it set the base that when consumer all together came together as a society, had started putting pressure on the government, that movement they created, and it set the base for the movement. Today, Consumer International has become umbrella body to over 200 members organization from all over 100 countries. So from all over 100 countries, so Consumer International. So this is Consumer International. Okay, this is a body which has umbrella. This is a body which it's like umbrella, and inside there are a lot of countries, and inside there are a lot of member organization from 100 countries. Maybe they have built their countries. Now the question rose, how consumer rights can be protected? Now, definitely when we talk about India, so as you all know, okay, when we talk about India, as we all know, a lot of consumers, or we say customers, do not know their rights. Do not know their rights. Definitely, when they do not know their rights, how would they know that they are exploited? How would they know? Okay, so next question comes here. When they do not know their rights, how would they know how they are exploited, how they are manipulated, and how they are fooled. Correct? So hereby there is one example to show how the consumer rights are protected. Okay. So here we have Reggie's suffering. Now when you understand this, you will get to know how you have to take your refund. Okay. Alright, let's get started. So Reggie Matthew is a healthy boy. Reggie Matthew was a healthy boy studying his class 9th. Okay, was admitted in a private clinic Kerala for removal of tonsils. So tonsils are basically, you know, something, even I also suffer from tonsils. These are here, definitely everyone has tonsils. So whereby this area gets swelled up and you have pain in this area, your throat gets, you know, painful when you drink some water. So hereby, you know, it gets swelled up from inside. Okay, and it's very painful. So usually doctors like ENT, ear, nose and throat surgeon perform the tonsillectomy. So it is a process whereby your tonsils get removed. Operation under general anesthesia. So anesthesia is something whereby you are, when you are given anesthesia, particular area, or you get, you know, the conscious mind gets numb there. Okay. As a result of improper anesthesia, so anesthesia was not given in a proper amount, whereby a particular doctor should know like how much anesthesia should be given to you. Okay, so like 2 months before, I had some minor surgery of the front tooth. So even I was also given anesthesia, but that anesthesia was not like this. My eyes was closed and I was, you know, numb altogether. It was a very minor anesthesia so that I would not be able to feel all the pain which was happening in front of my tooth. A minor whereby I was in my senses, whereby I was not in my senses as well. So that is always a, you know, doctor should know how much anesthesia should be given for how much, like whatever practice or whatever surgery they are doing. So Reggie showed symptoms of some brain abnormalities. So whereby it was just a removal of tonsil, they gave them a huge amount of anesthesia which numbed entire brain and which gave a symptom of brain abnormality for the Reggie Matthew, because of which he crippled for life, whereby his life was crippled. His father, now what happens crippled for life, whereby he, just because of small suffering, he got into life whereby he has never imagined. He was such a boy of 9th class, such a smart boy. Father, now what Reggie's father did? Father filed a complaint in the State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Now understand this thing, because we will be talking about this later also. Where did he complain? The filed complaint, state. We are from a particular state, consumer dispute. Okay, consumer dispute is a forum. Okay, we have a dispute as a consumer, we have a dispute, and what we are seeking? Redressal. What we are seeking? Redressal. Redressal means where we are seeking something from the forum. We are putting a complaint, and this is particular commission. Okay, commission. Alright, so remember this. State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, whereby a particular state, you are in which state you are putting you have a dispute. Okay, as a consumer you are putting a file, you want redressal, you want you to be heard, and this is the entire commission. Okay, claiming, what are they claiming? Because they want a redressal. What are they claiming? 5 lakh for medical negligence and deficiency in the service, because of there was a small surgery going on and they gave a huge amount of anesthesia, and this was a negligence and deficiency of the service. The state commission saying that, now state commission, okay, state commission, it was now state commission, the state commission saying that the evidence was not sufficient, dismissed it. They did not pay the heed. The father appealed again in the national consumer dispute. Now this was state consumer dispute redressal. Now definitely when you are not heard in the state consumer dispute, you can definitely go and put your file in the national. Okay, whereby national consumer dispute redressal. Consumer dispute redressal. Okay, commission located in New Delhi. The National Commission, after looking into the complaint, held hospital responsible for medical negligence and directed to pay the compensation. So now the 5 lakh rupees which they claimed was definitely given to them. It was not heard in the state consumer dispute redressal, but it was definitely heard in the national consumer dispute redressal, which is in New Delhi. So we do find bad quality products in the market because supervision of these rules are weak and the consumer movement is also not strong enough. So now definitely it's all in the hands of whom? We as consumers. So we as consumers can definitely charge the people if they are not giving us the services. So what happened? This I used to do in my, when I was young, at your age only. So if a particular product, so we bought one jam. Okay. I do not remember it was jam or it was tomato sauce. So that was a particular product. I do not remember exactly. So now what happened? You just listen to this. So it was tomato ketchup or jam, some or the other product. Okay, it was of Kisan brand. Kisan, you must be knowing this brand. So that particular product was not good. Okay, and I went again to the shopkeeper ki, bhaiya, this is not particular, like the smell is coming and I think this is adulterated. So the shopkeeper said ki, ma'am or beta, this is not in our hands. You definitely write a mail to the Kisan. Okay, Kisan, there is a particular mail ID, you just write to them, and definitely we were educated by them. So write this mail and they'll revert to you, because this is not even in our hands, because it's a product coming from a particular company, a particular brand. So now I used to write emails because we were literate by then and it was very, interesting. We are writing emails by then. So now it is very common using phone, but by then using laptops and phone and writing emails was very much fun. So instead of giving one, so we purchased one bottle. Okay. So instead of one, they gave us 2 products. And that particular person came and my mother was very happy, because the person came and apologized to my mother and said, we are very sorry ma'am that we as a brand are providing you with such and such service and such product. We are very sorry. So in a compensation, we are taking your 1 bottle and we are giving you 2 bottles of the same thing. And we are very happy because that small thing we are writing emails, but this happens. Actually, this happens. We just ignore because we have a busy schedule and we are, very busy in our day-to-day lives. But that happens. That executive came from same brand wearing a particular uniform, and that person apologized to my mom and gave 2 products instead of 1. But that was then after that we have never, after that we have done with the milk product once, and they gave us 2 and 3. But it's like, because if we as consumers we will not take that initiative, that will never be happen from their side. So it has to be only about the consumer. Okay. Alright. Then when you buy any commodities, see, it is definitely, it's our responsibility when we are buying products. So when you buy any commodity, first of all, you need to make sure all the details are definitely given at the back of the picture of that of the medicine. For example, if any product you buy, all the ingredients are given at the back. Okay. Prices are given, batch number is given, date of manufacture is given, expiry date is given, address of the manufacturer is also given. So when you buy medicine, on the package you might find directions for proper usage, for information relating to side effects and risk associated with usage of that medicine. Everything is given. So it is our duty to pay heed to those details in order to buy things. Why it is given? Now, have you ever thought why all those details, manufacture date, expiry date is given? Because of the consumer movement. Okay. Because consumers have a right. Why it is given? Definitely not because of consumer movement, it is because of the rights of the people, of the consumers. Okay, to be informed about, we have a right to information about the particular good and services that they purchase. Consumers can complain and ask for compensation or replacement. Now, in that product, I was given replacement when I was young. You can ask for replacement. It takes time. Maybe it took one entire week for that replacement. You can ask for compensation. You can complain them. You can ask for replacement as like the feedback. Feedback, and then a small form is also there, and the small email ID is written. Definitely you can go for it. If the product proves to be defective in any manner, that's your right as a consumer. Tell your mothers and tell your, you can tell your family members. Also, MRP is written. What is MRP? MRP is maximum. What is MRP? MRP is maximum retail price. Okay, so this is maximum retail price. Why it is written maximum? That if the product has maximum retail price as 59 rupees, okay, this is the maximum you can sell this product at. Maximum is 59 rupees. So for example, I have, okay, a chocolate. For example, I bought, I bought one chocolate bar, okay, and the chocolate bar is of rupees 59. And how come I got to know? Because at the back MRP is written as 59. So maximum retail price. What is maximum? Maximum. Okay. The maximum amount you can retail it for, that is 59. Nobody or no consumer can pay it for 60 rupees because the maximum price is 59. And why it is called maximum? Because retailers can definitely give you a discount of 1 or 2 rupees. You can definitely ask the bhaiya, the shopkeeper, ki, are you giving me a 59 rupees? The MRP is 59. Will you not give me less than 59? Definitely some of the shopkeepers give you less than 59. That is why your mothers go to those grocery shops whereby you get some discount of 1 or 2 rupees. Okay, there are so many. If you can name them all. Okay, there are so many now grocery shops and malls which give you discount of 2-3 rupees from the MRP. If MRP is 59, you get the product of 55 or 53. And that's why we are happy as customers now. We are happy as consumers when we get less than the MRP because it is maximum. Nobody can, ask you for, apart from MRP, now you have to pay 60 rupees. No. But definitely you can ask for the less. You can ask less than MRP. You can ask the shopkeepers will you not give me this particular product less than the MRP? Definitely the shopkeeper can give you. Okay, so now in October 2005, the government in India enacted a law known as Right to Information Act, that is RTI, which ensures its citizen all the information which the particular people can get, consumer can get about functions of the government departments. Definitely we have the information. That is why we are a democratic country. We get information regarding all those products. Okay. Where should consumers go to get justice? Now, very big question. Now you said, now I told you that you can go to the particular, what I said that we can go to the, state commission, redressal commission. But what is when we want real justice? Definitely one thing comes in your mind, that is courts, that is judiciary, that provide you with the justice. So consumer have a right to seek redressal against the unfair trade practices and exploitation. Definitely against unfair practices and trade, we can get definitely redressal from the courts, that is known as consumer cell, consumer courts. Okay, so if any damage is done to a consumer, she has a right to compensate depending on the degree of the damage. Okay, here the consumer can file complaint before appropriate consumer forum on his or without the service of the lawyer. We do not need any lawyer when we have to file a complaint against the product. We do not have to find any lawyer. It's not that difficult to file a complaint. So as consumers, if you are a consumer of a class 9th, 10th grade, you can also file a complaint. You can help your parents, you can help your known ones that you can file a complaint. There is no need for lawyer. Now there is a one particular we have example. We will understand the example. Okay, so Prakash goes to the post office to send money order to his daughter. Now Prakash is an old man and his daughter is in village whereby she was getting married. So Prakash wanted to send some money to his daughter whereby his daughter was in the village. So Prakash goes to the post office to send some money to his daughter. Now what happens? Now Prakash got to know that, this is an example, okay. Prakash got to know that money was not sent to the village. So Prakash comes to know that the money has not reached his daughter and the money was given by the post office. Now what he will do? Definitely he will go and inquire. So let's see what happened. So Prakash inquires about the money order in the post office. He went again to the post office and asked why my daughter did not receive the money. I have myself came here to the post office to send money. Now what happened? The post office does not respond to the query and Prakash was sad because that was hard-earned money. Prakash was sad that my money was not sent to my daughter, whereby I myself went to the post office and sent the money. Now Prakash goes to the local consumer protection council for advice, that is the consumer forum. Everywhere, wherever you live, you can search for the consumer forum. You will be getting the location and where is the office. So Prakash goes to the local consumer protection council for advice. What should he do next? Now what happened? Okay, so Prakash goes to Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Now here, Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission to file a case. Now when he went to the forum, they particularly told Prakash to file a complaint like this. Okay, so what is it states? Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Okay, to file a case, he files a registration form. The commission send notice to the party. Now party is the post office. He himself pleads the case to the commission office. He himself, because there is no lawyer, and without lawyer also we can go. So we can go and tell the entire story. Okay, we have given the registration form, we have filed the registration form, and we ourselves can go to the commission. So the commission office judge verifies the documents. Here's the argument of both the aggrieved party and the other party. Aggrieved party is Prakash here because he is facing problems, and the other party is the post office. Okay, so all the party basically doesn't mean that it's the party, that party, or party means not the political party. Party means whereby in the political system, when we talk about, like here, we are talking about the political system, right? So party means people of whom the complaint is being sent. Okay. All right. Now what happens? The judge announces the Dispute Redressal Commission verdict. Now the verdict has been announced, and whosoever, because here the judge is there, right? So whosoever has to pay the money, because definitely Prakash was right here. So definitely Prakash got justice, and Prakash's money was was refunded back, and again he wanted to send that money to his daughter, and that money order was received. So the act has enabled, so this is an act which has enabled the consumers to have right to represent in the Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. So Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission is on the two sides. One is on the state side, that is State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, and the other one is national, whereby if you are not happy with the state one, you can definitely appeal to the national one. Okay, taking the consumer right forward, India has been observing. Now this is very important. What is important here? Hereby we are finishing the entire chapter also, whereby 24th December, which is coming nearby, okay, as the National Consumers Day. So it is our day, my dear students, that is 24th December, that is observed every year as National Consumer Day. It is our day. So we should get free gifts, right, as a consumer. That's just a joke. It was on this day that the Indian Parliament enacted Consumer Protection Act, because Consumer Protection Act, that is COPRA. That is COPRA. So COPRA was enacted, Consumer, that is CO, Protection PR Act COPRA was enacted on 24 December 1986. That is why every year on 24 December we are observing the National Consumer Day. India is one of the countries that have exclusive authority for consumer redressal. So we definitely the other countries, but India, being a democratic country, we have a very exclusive authority, very different authority, and very much, you know, deeply it is conducted authority, so that we can be visible all over. That is not for the fame, but because India is democratic, so we have. One more thing, lastly I want to explain you in conclusion. So when we have state, dispute, right, what we were saying, Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, sorry, Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Alright, so on the other hand, we have the local forum here. Okay, we have local consumer forum. And if you are not satisfied, we will definitely go to the State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. And if you are not satisfied, we will definitely have the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, whereby as consumer, our rights are protected. Our rights are protected. Okay. And we can have justice. We can have justice. Okay, so this chapter is for you, my dear students, because you are growing, you are in class 10th now, definitely you are a citizen as well, and definitely it is to make you inform as a consumer or as a student that definitely we have such and such beautiful rights and our country give us. Alright, with this children we complete our chapter, and the chapter was easy definitely. And if it is coming in exam, definitely that will be very much helpful for you. And with this, let's meet in the next lecture. Till then, study. Okay, till then not. Okay, till then study smart. Alright, see you in the next lecture. Definitely, we have only 2 lectures left. Definitely both are of your political science. Eco is definitely completed. We have completed our economics, all the chapters, and I'm very happy and I'm very grateful that all you students studied with your pure heart in this Pure English batch. Alright children, see you next time. Bye-bye in the next lecture.